All right, so in this first part of the lab, you're gonna make a pendulum, which means we have a string with a weight on it. This weight at the bottom is called the bob. And what we're gonna do is let it hang straight down. Make sure you adjust this back plate. This back plate will rotate, so make sure it's on 0 when it's hanging straight down. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to set the length of the pendulum and measure the period. So if I pull this back and let it go, it swings back and forth, okay? So if I start right here, start, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So a period is the time it takes to make a complete swing. So starting here, going there, and coming back, that's a period. And we're gonna ask, how does that period depend on the length? So we need to know how to measure the length. So I'm gonna take my meter stick, 0 is here. I'm gonna hold it up against the top. So 0 is right on the pivot. And the length of the pendulum is measured from the bottom of the dowel rod, so the pivot, to the middle weight, so the center of mass. So you need to get down here and you need to very carefully see where the middle washer is, okay? So we've got some washers on here. Right now we have 3 washers, and so we're gonna measure to the middle washer. So to make sure everything's going well, what you're gonna do is actually you're gonna change the length until you can get the length to be exactly 0.8 or 80 centimeters. So you need the middle washer to be exactly on 80. So your partners will have to help you. You can adjust the length, get down here and eyeball it right on the same level and make sure it's exactly 0.8 meters or 80 centimeters. Now, to get good timing, here's how you can do it, all right? Your partner's gonna have a stopwatch. Let it swing a couple times. So like 3, 2, 1, start. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, stop. So what I want you to do is make the length exactly 80 centimeters, not 81, exactly 80. Carefully measure the period. So count down, 3, 2, 1, start. And it helps if you hold your hand here so your partner who's timing can see when it reaches the maximum extent of its swing. Time it for 10 swings, and you should get 18.1 seconds, all right? So you can go ahead and stop the video for a minute, make this 0.8 meters, 80 centimeters, and make sure your timing is working, okay? You have to reproducibly get 18 or 18.1 seconds. If you're getting 17.5, that's too far off. You need to be more accurate than that, okay? Once that's working, okay, then you're going to change the length. You're going to make the length 90, and then 70, and then 60, and then 50, and then 40. And the values are in your spreadsheet. So for each length, you're going to very carefully measure the period, okay? Now, to help make sure you get this right, this pivot, you can put the mass really close to it, but then you'll smack into the pole, or you can move this out towards the end of the pivot so it has some clearance, okay? The other thing we're gonna do is we are going to make sure we use the same angle each time. So you can see on here the angle. We're gonna pull it back to 10 degrees and measure how, so we're gonna keep it at 10 degrees. So no matter what the length is, you're always gonna pull it back to 10 degrees right here when you start it, okay? So that's the first part of your lab. You're gonna measure the period for each length, and then use your toolbox, see what graph it looks like, find a math model, okay? All right, that's part A of the lab.